All right, so it's Monday. Let's get right into this week's release updates, kicking things off with this past weekend's Jordan Retro release. So as far as the model, we had a good one in the Jordan 3. As far as the colorway, we got a play on the Jordan 4 Green Glow, originally released back in 2013. So you would think this would be a recipe for success, but unfortunately it looks like the Jordan 3 Green Glow are sitting across the country, as well as on the infamous sneakers app in just about every single size. So it looks like the trend continues as we have more of these Jordan retros continuing to sit. But as far as this release, the colorway isn't bad, I would say. I feel like it definitely closely resembles the Black Cement 3. So if you went for these and were able to grab these, salute most definitely. But I feel like this is another release that Nike is gonna definitely have to discount heavily in order to unload the inventory. So you guys already know the routine. I'd most definitely see these head into a Nike outlet near you coming up very soon. Now, as far as this week's other marquee Jordan releases, coming up March 20th, we have the Jordan 14 Flint Gray. So this will be a new colorway, new iteration for the classic Jordan 14. As far as this release, I feel like this will probably be a similar situation to these Green Glow 3s. And then finishing off the week with a bang, we have those Trophy Room Jordan 1 Lows releasing via the sneakers app. So you guys already know those joints did make a lot of noise upon the initial pre-release at Trophy Room in Orlando, Florida. So I feel like a lot of people that missed out on that initial release will definitely be going for this sneakers app drop coming up Thursday. And speaking of releases sitting, let's go ahead and get into today's Adidas confirmed draw results, which we had 2 Yeezy releases to look forward to, but just based off this latest batch of Yeezy releases that we've seen sitting pretty much every release except for a couple of exceptions, I think we all kind of knew what to expect, you know, as far as today's releases. So as far as these 500s, which the official name was Stone Taupe. So let's just go ahead and put like all the drama, all of the controversy to the side. This is a good looking sneaker. There's just something about like a good clean upper with a gum bottom. The sneakerheads just go crazy for it. So throw these joints on right here with a good pair of like heather gray sweatpants and you got a great fit right there. So clean release. They are currently sitting right now via the confirmed app. And then as far as these 350s, we had a restock of the MX Rock colorway, which it looks like the registration is closed, which would imply that this release is sold out. But just like we saw the Foam Runner Onyx release last week actually close, and then we saw them restock those shortly afterwards. I don't know if these are actually sold out, so if you guys missed that, it looks like the Foam Runner Onyx has recently restocked, or Adidas reopened the confirmed raffle, and it looks like those joints are available right now. Full family sizing, full size run currently available if you happen to miss out on that release. So it's really crazy to scroll through my confirmed app right now and see all of these Adidas Yeezy releases, you know, sitting right now. So it's crazy times we're living in, and it kind of leaves the question open, like, do you guys feel like even when Adidas and Yeezy were in the full swing of things, do you feel like maybe they intentionally possibly held back some of these releases as far as like the stock numbers in order to make these releases appear a little more in demand? I feel like with a lot of these releases sitting right now, it kind of raises that question. Or could it just be that, you know, Ye's words did have a lasting impression upon these releases? So it's wild to see all these joints sitting, as I mentioned. And as far as this latest batch of Adidas Yeezy releases, we'll continue to monitor to see if Adidas will add more releases to the confirmed app. Or could it be that this is possibly the end and this would be the last batch of official Adidas Yeezy releases? If it is, I would say this is the most definitely a sad way to go out. All right, and lastly, I wanted to mention these New Balance 1000s, a silhouette which I've touched on briefly a few times here on the channel. It's basically a retro model, originally debuting back in '98. That New Balance is diving back into their archive, you know, to bring back for a fresh take here in 2024. So you guys already know how the rollout goes when New Balance, you know, tries to reintroduce or bring these new silhouettes to the market. They usually like to do a lot of collaborations with some of their big collaborators. So we already know there's a Joe Freshgoods pair. There's actually 2 Joe Freshgoods pairs on the way, and we recently saw a leak of an ALD version on the way featuring this like interesting like cream pink color scheme. So them joints look okay, you know, just off the first look, but I feel like once you see them on feet, it makes this release a lot more intriguing. While I'm not a huge fan of this particular colorway, or could really care less that it's like a limited collaboration, I'm excited, for New Balance to bring this retro model back here with the New Balance 1000. So for me, I feel like this model definitely represents the design elements of the time, looking similar to some of the Nike Air Max releases that we saw during that time released, just in my opinion. So I'm a fan of this release, and because I had no clue about these when they originally released back in '98, for me it's almost like a new silhouette. So I feel like on feet these definitely look great, as a good classic runner type of vibe, which I've kind of like leaned into a lot more lately. So I'm most definitely rocking with these. As I mentioned, I'm not a huge fan of this colorway, in particular, and as I could really care less about a lot of these collaborations and more limited pairs that we're going to see New Balance release, I'm more excited about some of the GR releases. They could do a lot with these pairs. Some of the classic GR colorways were really nice, and I feel like New Balance could definitely cook up some crazy combinations. As far as the materials go, you guys already know we could expect to see like some different mesh, possibly leather, or even suede finishes, or maybe even like a combination of the three. So there's a lot of endless possibilities, but I'm most definitely excited about this silhouette, and most definitely is a model that I'm looking to at least cop one of. Nowadays I'm kind of like in my sneaker bag where instead of more so like just copping every release or like going for like more of the limited hype releases, I'm looking to just grab like one of like a silhouette just to kind of check it out and see if I enjoy it, and if I'm rocking with it, I'll possibly pick up more. And as far as these New Balance releases goes, we know like the collaborations are usually like really tough to cop, but as far as their GR releases, I feel like sometimes they look even better than the collaborations, and not only are they a little more easy to just obtain for your everyday sneakerhead, sometimes they even go on sale. So I feel like the New Balance 1000 is definitely a model and a silhouette that I'm most definitely looking to get my hands on at least one colorway when they make their debut, whenever they decide to drop coming up this year. So let me know what you guys think about these. Let me know what you think about these Adidas Yeezy releases. Did you go for anything today? Did you grab those 500s? Did you get the MX Rock pair before they sold out? And just for everybody wondering, I did just actually recently add a poll to my community tab. So it's just a simple question. All it asks is, did you cop any of this latest batch of Adidas Yeezy releases? Just yes or no. I thought this would be an interesting poll, to kind of gauge the reception of the audience. As you guys know, this channel was most definitely based off Adidas Yeezy releases. So I feel like this would be a strong, interesting kind of way to gauge the audience reception as far as this latest batch of Yeezy releases. Will Kanye's influence have a big effect, or did a lot of people just pass on these releases? Now, I didn't want to get too like complicated with the choices, so I just kept it basic with yes or no, but I'm sure in the comment section a lot of people will be justifying or trying to back up their response or whatever. So make sure you guys enter that poll. I'm really curious to know, like what this whole community overall kind of thinks about this latest batch of Yeezy releases. So let me know if you guys went for any of those drops today via the confirmed app. It's wild to see all of these pairs, continuing to sit, but hey, it is what it is, and I'm just reporting the news. And let me know what you guys think about this week's Jordan releases. Did you cop those green glow joints this past weekend? Did you pass on them, hoping to cop them for a discount when they hit the Nike outlets? And what do you guys think about those trophy rooms? Are you excited about this Thursday's release, or do you feel like it's a little bit overhyped and you really could care less? Let me know what y'all think down below. If you enjoyed today's update, help out the channel by hitting the thumbs up. I'm JA. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out. I'll catch y'all later.